We're going to start with the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Morning, everyone. Welcome to the Shawnee County Board of County Commissioners. It's November 30th, 2023. On my far left is Madam Clerk, Cindy Beck. On my far right is our County Counselor, Rich Eckert. And my immediate right is Commissioner Kevin Cook, who represents District 2. Aaron is gone this week. He's on assignment, but Aaron Mays represents District 3. I'm Bill Rippon, and I represent District 1. Madam Clerk, what's first on the agenda?
First item is number 1, presentations A, check presentation to United Way.
Good morning, Commissioners. Amanda Monholland with the Commission Office. I am here today with Jessica Linhair and TJ McDonald from the United Way, and to do our check presentation from our workforce campaign. And I think, Jessica, you wanted to come up and say a few things? Okay.
Yes, good morning, Commissioners. It is so great to be here today, and I just really wanted to give and extend a huge thank you for support for the workplace campaign. It certainly, it takes everyone in our community to help support so many different nonprofits, and we just really appreciate the opportunity to be able to be here today and for all of your support throughout the campaign. So thank you.
Thank you.
And can we maybe go ahead and get a photo with you guys?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. And this is for the 6,294.
We'll just take this straight to the bank.
There you go.
Got it? Yep.
Thank the United Way and everything they do. It's a wonderful service that we have here in Topeka. So thank you very much.
I agree.
Madam Clerk, what's next?
Item 3, consent agenda.
I would move that we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Rippon, second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Those opposed, motion carries 3-0. Next item.
Item 4, new business A, County Clerk, number 1, consider all voucher payments.
Commissioner, we have 2 voucher reports this morning. We have one voucher report under the date of November 22nd. That voucher report is $1,278,879.62. The highlight out of that voucher report is payroll, $784,994.85. We had health insurance premiums of $210,526.88, and then holding accounts with the state of Kansas for $186,069. The second voucher report is for November 29th, and that is $3,075,204.43. The highlights out of that voucher report, under building and maintenance, we have Helo Incorporated for $16,250. That is for the first half payment for the drone for the weed department. Under the bridge project, we have Finney and Turnip Seed of $52,000 for the South Topeka Boulevard Bridge over the Wakarusa River. Under the District Attorney's Office, we have Imaging Software Incorporated for $19,825 for maintenance on enhanced document imaging system. For the under the Elections Commissioner, Intech Software Solution Incorporated for $19,218.41 is for candidate filing enhancement in the elections software. Under general expense, Minnesota Elevator Incorporated for $39,998.25 is the Central Park Community Center elevator repair. Under motor vehicle, we have Beverly K. Post for $49,563.96. This is for the motor vehicle annex rent for 1 year. And then under the Parks and Administration, paid with ARPA SLRF funds, game time of $44,564.79 are for swings in the Oakland Hills and Sherwood Parks and sway benches at various parks. I do not have any questions regarding the two voucher reports and would move for their approval.
Second. Motion's been made by Commissioner Commissioner Cook, second by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor say aye. Those opposed, motion carries 2-0. Next item.
Item A2, consider correction orders.
I would move that we approve the correction orders.
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Rippon, second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Those opposed, motion carries 2-0. Next item.
Would you like me to read 3 and 4 together?
Yes, please.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay. Consider resolution number 2023-82, authorizing a 2024 cereal malt beverage license to Dillon's number 37, located at 6829 Southwest 29th Street, Topeka, Kansas. And resolution 2023-83, authorizing a 2024 cereal malt beverage license to the Shack Inc., located at 2842 Southeast 29th Street, Topeka, Kansas. And consider resolution 2023-85, authorizing a 2024 cereal malt beverage license to Croco Store LLC DBA Gas Trip, located at 550 Southeast Croco Road, Topeka, Kansas. And Commissioner, all of these have been reviewed by the Counselor's Office. They had a KBI report, which is mandatory in order for them to have a new license, and the townships had been notified, and they had no objections. So, as far as everybody's concerned, they're ready to be approved.
Thank you. I'll move for approval.
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Rippon, seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Those opposed, motion carries 2-0. Next item.
Item B, solid waste. Number 1, consider approval of request to award bid to Elliott Equipment Company for the purchase of 2 single-axle container trucks in the amount of $139,358, including trade-in allowance, utilizing the user fee supported solid waste fund.
Good morning, Commissioners. Bill Sutton, Shawnee County Solid Waste. These next 3 agenda items are just a continuation of my vehicle purchases from a couple weeks ago, and this will close out my bid awards for this year. This particular one is a single axle container carrier. 2 vendors awarded bids, and we would like to award our bid to Elliott Equipment Company. We have no issues with the bid itself, and this is 100% user fee funded with no tax dollars used. Subject to your questions, gentlemen.
Questions?
No, I'll move for approval.
I'll second. Motion's been made by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor say aye. Those opposed, motion carries 2-0. Next item.
Item B2, consider approval of request to award bid to Shawnee Mission Ford for the purchase of 2 half-ton pickup trucks in the amount of $78,904, including trade-in allowance, utilizing the user fee-supported solid waste fund.
Good morning, Commissioner. Bill Sutton, Shawnee County Solid Waste. We went out for bid, and 2 vendors submitted 2 bids. We got a very good trading allowance from Shawnee Mission Ford, and we would like to award our bid to Shawnee Mission Ford for these 2 half-ton pickup trucks. Questions?
Questions?
No?
I'll move for approval.
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Rippon, seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Those opposed, motion carries 2-0. Next item.
Item B3, consider approval of request to award bid to Cable Dahmer of Topeka for the purchase of 1 3/4-ton pickup in the amount of $45,613, including trade-in allowance, utilizing the user fee-supported solid waste fund.
Good morning, Commissioners. Bill Sutton, Shawnee County Solid Waste. On this particular bid, we had 2 vendors also submitted 2 bids, and we would like to award to Cable Dahmer of Topeka. Subject to your questions, gentlemen.
I'll move for approval.
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Rippon, seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Those opposed, motion carries 2-0.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, Bill. Next item.
Item C, Public Works, consider approval of a TIPS compliant proposal from Midwest Coating, Inc. for the installation of a roofing membrane system at District 2 Equipment Storage Building at a cost of $48,750, utilizing the 2023 roof and parking lot funds, and authorization and execution of contract C 372-2023 for same.
Good morning, Commissioners. Kurt Nance, Director of Public Works. We have a leaky roof. It's a storage building at District 2, which is near Auburn, the city of Auburn. And so we'd like to put a waterproof membrane on that roof. I received two TIPS compliant proposals. I should say one from two vendors. And the best vendor, or the best proposal, was provided by this Midwest Coating Incorporated. I'd like to move forward with this proposal, so I'm here requesting approval. Any questions you might have?
I have none. I'll move for approval.
Second. Motion's been made by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor, say aye. Those opposed, motion carries 2-0. Next item.
Item C2, in relation to traffic signal project S-69001.00 on South Topeka Boulevard. Number 1, consider authorization and execution of supplemental agreement number 2, which is contract C363-2023 to original KDOT Shawnee County Agreement 77-20, and approval of related resolution number 2023-81. This supplemental increases the project's combined shared cost limits of $2,023,171, of which Shawnee County's 10% share will be paid by using the special highway funds. And second, consider approval of an updated project budget.
Courtney House, Director of Public Works. In September of this year, KDOT finally led our traffic signal project. That's great news. After 3 years of trying to get railroad approvals and all the other good things that come with these types of projects. The bad news is the bid came in approximately $320,000 higher than expected. So we suggested, and KDOT agreed, that we should accept this bid. And KDOT very kindly said, well, you need a new agreement. Now, we could hold you to our supplemental number 1, which basically would have made Shawnee County liable for the additional cost of the construction. But they agreed to issue a second supplemental, which maintains essentially Shawnee County's share at 10%. And right now, with a total project cost of a little over $2 million, Shawnee County's share will be $217,000, plus or minus. So I'm here before you, asking you to accept this agreement with KDOT and to revise our project budget to a little over $2 million. Again, only Shawnee County's share will be about $217,000. I look forward to your questions.
Commissioner Rippon?
Yes.
Kurt, can you walk us through this project? I mean, I read it, and it talks about traffic signal system upgrades at 57th Street, Southwest University Boulevard, Gary Ormsby Drive. Is this just traffic lights? Is this the street lights? Is this the road itself?
This is just traffic signals. And you might say, big deal. But they provide left turn signals, which for a number of those intersections we don't presently have. The signals are upgraded, they're more sophisticated. We're going to have fancy traffic signs up there so people know where they're at, or street signs. So it's going to be a wonderful improvement, and not just an improvement, but a safety improvement out on South Topeka Boulevard.
So traffic signal lights cost $1,759,278.50?
I would like you to look over to the left side of this page here
Yeah.
and see how much project costs have increased since we've started this project. And most of that is in the traffic signals.
I think that's something that a lot of people don't see when they just see a light and they think, I mean, what's that cost? Maybe $100? And not thinking
Yeah.
what an actual cost of a traffic signal is.
It's huge, and it's gotten tremendously higher in just the past 3 years.
And then you also have to take into account the signal light maintenance, and we went through that contract
Yeah.
earlier this year, where we're now maintaining our signal lights at a pretty significant cost to do that as well.
That's correct.
It's almost getting to the point where it might be cheaper to put roundabouts in.
That's why I love roundabouts.
I do too.
And another thing here, these on South Topeka Boulevard, just to answer your question, they're probably not conducive to roundabouts because they're so
Sure.
close to the railroad tracks.
Right.
But nevertheless, you make an excellent point. Roundabouts are great because you don't have to maintain these signals.
Electricity goes out, not
Yeah.
a problem.
That's right.
Well, as I go by on Southwest 57th Street at Topeka Boulevard, I will admire the $2 million traffic light.
But remember, Shawnee County only paid $217.
Boy, I feel better. All right,
I'll move for approval.
I'll second. Motion's been made by Commissioner Cook, second by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor, say aye. Those opposed, motion carries 2-0. Next item.
Item C3, consider awarding a bid to American Equipment Company of Kansas City, Kansas for a hook, lift, and load compatible water tank with the $36,455.04 price being paid for in the 2024 Public Works Special Machinery Funds.
Courtney House, Director of Public Works. This is a 2024 item. We would, if you approve this bid award, we would merely order the item now. It would not come to Shawnee County until after the first of the year, and we would use 2024 funds to pay for it. But it's, right now what we've got is a big a tank that we bought from the Kansas Department of Transportation that we put in the back of a dump truck. So what this thing is, it's basically a water tank. It's got a subframe, and then, I don't know if you guys remember, over the last 2 or 3 years, we bought a hook, lift, and load type truck where you can put a dump bed on the back, you can put a flat bed on the back, or you can put a tank on the back. So this will be compatible with our hook, lift, and load trucks. We think it's a great bid at $36,000, so I'm here before you asking you to approve that bid. I look forward to any questions you might have.
I'll move for approval.
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Rippon, seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor, say aye. Those opposed, motion carries 2-0. Next.
Item C4, consider a request to reject the bid relating to the 2024 purchase of 6,000 cubic yards of expanded shale lightweight aggregate haydite.
Courtney House, Director of Public Works. Historically, on Shawnee County roads that we are responsible for maintaining, we have used a lightweight shale aggregate for our chip seals. And the problem is, there's only one vendor that supplies material in this part of the country. Prices have gone up significantly over the past couple years, and in fact, it's gone up 23.4% since our bid award in 2022. If I bought 6,000 cubic yards, it would come to almost $450,000. I've got to the point where I don't think I can afford it, so what we're going to do this year is we're going to use up our remaining quantity, or our stockpile of lightweight aggregate, and we're going to supplement it with limestone, clean limestone, which is what Monmouth Township uses. I am hoping that I will not have to do this forever, but I think right now, with some significant projects coming up, I believe the time is right to reject this bid and use an alternate material. So I look forward to your questions.
The haydite,
Yes.
do you have less dust with it? What's the advantage of it?
Well, it's lightweight, so it's friendlier to windshields. When you put it down and you put your oil down, it looks better. It has a color that makes people think that they're getting a quality surfacing, whereas the limestone will be light colored. We tend to get complaints about it. There's maybe a greater tendency to crack windshields. But what we're going to do is we're going to make sure we do a great job sweeping off this limestone aggregate, so we hope windshield issues won't be a problem.
What about over the long term? I mean, does it break down quicker than the haydite? Does it last longer?
I don't believe that we'll take a hit from a quality standpoint. I mean, lightweight aggregate, it's like popcorn. They heat it and it expands. It's in a sense like a popcorn. I would think our limestone surfacing would be more durable than the lightweight aggregate.
Okay.
It's denser, harder.
And then you're just watching the market and then hoping that the market prices go down.
Yeah, what I'll do is next year at this time, I'll solicit bids for lightweight aggregate, and if I don't see a stabilization in prices, or, you know, unless something happens this year and the use of the limestone is a total nightmare, I'll monitor and go from there.
Do you have conversations with other public works directors in the Northeast region? Are they encountering the same issues or looking at the same?
Same issues, material increases in general. But in this case, I think it's the right thing to do for us.
Okay. All right, I will move for approval.
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Rippon, seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor, say aye. Those opposed, motion carries 2-0. Next item.
Item C5, consider awarding a bid to Potter's Industry LLC of Melbourne, Pennsylvania for 44,000 pounds of glass beads, retro-reflective spheres. Dependent upon the specific location of use, funding will come from the 2024 Public Works Operating Budget or the 2024 Monmouth Township Road Maintenance Fund.
Good morning. Last item, Kurt Niehaus, Director of Public Works. Basically the same as the previous item, except we received 6 wonderful bids. They were very competitive. The best bid was provided by Potter's Industry at 50 cents per pound. And it represents just a 6% increase over last year. So I would like to move forward with acceptance of this bid. And I look forward to your questions.
We'll move for approval.
Second. Motion's been made by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor, say aye. Those opposed, motion carries 2-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kurt. Next item.
Item D, Facilities Management, number 1, request approval to transfer $26,374.78 from the department budget to the courthouse renovation project to cover the remaining balance for the cost of the west patio replacement.
Good morning, Commissioners. Nelda Henning, Director of Facilities Management. As read by the clerk, I'm requesting to transfer the monies from my operating budget to cover the remaining balance for removal and replacement of the west patio. This was done during the negotiation and value engineering of the courthouse project, and I see the value in getting that replaced. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Currently, was it like a slate tile or,
It currently is a slate tile, that is correct.
and what are you going back with?
We're going back with stamped concrete.
Okay.
The slate tile has over the years heaved, and with the freeze thaw, we can't get it under control. So since it is going to be only used as an egress and not an entrance into the courthouse, we feel the durable surface of the stamped concrete will keep with the aesthetic of the courthouse currently and the durability we need for that environment.
So it'll be like a stained concrete with a pattern and,
Yes.
yeah. Any other questions? Nope. I'll move for approval.
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Rippon, seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor, say aye. Those opposed, motion carries 2-0. Next item.
Item D2, request approval to transfer the remaining 2023 department budget to a special project fund for a restroom refresh at the North Annex.
Good morning, Commissioners. Nelda Henning, Director of Facilities Management. As read by the clerk, I'd like to transfer any remaining budget funds from my current 23 budget to a special project fund to be used at the North Annex. The North Annex is in desperate need of some love, and it's time it gets it.
I'll move for approval.
Second. Motion's been made by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor, say aye. Those opposed, motion carries 2-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nelda. Next item.
Item E, Human Resources, number 1, consider authorization and execution of contract C374-2023 with Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas, Inc. to include an increase to the stop-loss deductible.
Good morning, Commissioners. Angela Lewis with Human Resources. I have Brent Crenson with me today from Blue Cross and Blue Shield. This year's contract includes an increase to the stop-loss deductible, raising it from $200,000 to $250,000. There is a $30,000 premium holiday to be applied to the 2024 billing in January, as well as a high deductible plan deductible increase to $3,200 for single coverage and $6,400 for family coverage. There is no change to the plan deductible or co-insurance rates for the PPO plan. There are no rate changes for either plan. It's just a deductible change for the high deductible plan. This contract also includes coverage for weight loss to include office visits, and consultations, lab, and radiology services, as well as complications from bariatric surgery. Brent or I would be happy to answer any questions you might have about this year's contract.
I don't. I would move for approval. But is there anything that you want to highlight or speak? And thank you for being here.
No, we just like to thank you for the opportunity, and we look forward to working with all the employees of the county this year, so.
Okay.
You need a motion?
I mean, a
I'll
motion to
second.
approve.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor, say aye. Those opposed, motion carries 2-0.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item.
Item F, Parks and Recreation. Number 1, consider awarding a bid to Wildcat Painting Inc. for the pool basin prep and painting at Shawnee North Aquatic Center, utilizing $96,000 from the capital maintenance 3R funds, and authorization and execution of contracts 375-2023 for same.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tim Laurent, Parks and Recreation Department. We did receive 7 bids for this project, and Wildcat Painting was the lowest and most responsive. We also checked their references. We've not worked with them in the past, but they are painting pools essentially all over the state, so we feel confident they'll be able to do the work. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
The warranty of the paint, how long is it to last? Is it lasting just for 1 season? Is it lasting for 10 seasons? Do we know?
No, typically what we've seen in the past is we're ending up having to do this every 5 to 7 years, essentially.
And then, is this the only pool that's going to be painted this year? I know we've painted, we go on a rotating basis.
Correct, and this will be the only pool that we will paint, and it'll happen next year, 2024.
And then, do you paint it, when do you do the painting?
It'll be done by, I believe it's April, 3rd week of April,
Okay.
in next year. So it'll be ready for when we open.
And then, do you prep the pool and make sure that we have no leaks before we paint it?
All the caulking that's in there now be removed and replaced as part of the process, so it'll, my understanding is that the old paint they'll sandblast it, they'll remove most of the old paint, they'll come in, tear out all the caulking, replace all the caulking once the painting is done. And so, it's, and then obviously this is Shawnee North that we're talking about, so it's a big, I think you're looking at about almost 21,000 square feet of pool basin that will be painting, so it's a big project. But once it's done, it'll look brand new.
Does this include the lazy river?
It does.
Okay.
I'll move for approval.
I'll second. Motion's been made by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor, say aye. Those opposed, motion carries 2-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. Next item.
Item G, Information Technology. Number 1, consider authorization and execution of contract C380-2023 with Software House International for the renewal of Microsoft Exchange Online and Azure prepayment renewal of Microsoft Azure Platform Services at a cost of $185,686.20 with funding from the 2023 Information Technology budget.
Good morning, Commissioners. Mark Price, Information Technology. This is our annual renewal of our Microsoft Exchange Online system and then also our Azure Prepay. The Exchange Online is what provides email to all county employees and also some other services within the county. And then the Azure Prepay is what we use to cover any hosted services we have with Azure. Things like our GIS system that the appraiser uses is hosted on there. Also, I believe our RPM system, like our bid portal. Kind of thing. And then we also have the Awesome Queue is being hosted on there along with some other systems. Most of those are services that are posted to the public and also internal. I can answer any other questions.
I'll move for approval.
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Rippon, seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor, say aye. Those opposed, motion carries 2-0.
Thank you.
Mark, next.
Thank you.
Item H, Court Administration. Number 1, consider the approval of the 2024 contract C382-2023 and the 2024-2025 agreement with court-appointed special advocates at an annual rate of $54,900 with payment of $13,725 made quarterly. This is a pass-through from Shawnee County to CASA from the 2024 Court Administration budget.
Good morning, Commissioners. Lee Welch, Court Administrator, 3rd Judicial District. As read by Cindy, what I'm requesting is the approval of a 2-year agreement with CASA, which will cover years 24 and 25, and also the 1-year contractual, or the 1-year contract with CASA for calendar year 2024. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
No, I'll move for approval.
I'll second. Motion's been made by Commissioner Cook, second by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor, say aye. Those opposed, motion carries 2-0. Next item.
Item H2, consider approval to for a request to pay 2024 supplemental compensation to the Office of Judicial Administration for 2 district magistrate judge positions in Shawnee County with 2023 budget funds. The 2024 reimbursement amount is $20,972 with funding through the 2023 Court Administration budget.
Good morning, Commissioners. Lee Welch, Court Administrator, 3rd Judicial District. As you know, we provide supplemental compensation to our magistrates to bring them up to a higher level of pay. We're responsible for that increase in base compensation as well as the cost for benefits associated with that increase. We get billed each year about this time from the Office of Judicial Administration for the upcoming year, and I'm simply requesting that we make that payment from 2023 budget funds for calendar year 24.
I'll move for approval.
I'll second. Motion's been made by Commissioner Cook, second by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor, say aye. Those opposed, motion carries 2-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lena. Next.
Item I, Sheriff's Office, number 1, acknowledge receipt of correspondence from Sheriff Hill regarding the purchase of Axon for the fleet cameras and services. This payment is $701,780.35 and will be paid from the 2023 COPS grant.
Good morning, Commission. Harry Louderback, Shawnee County Sheriff's Office. Just as previously stated, it's just a payment awarded to us with funds awarded to us from the COPS grant.
You say fleet cameras, are these just on the cars, and is that what these are?
Yes, sir.
These
These are
on the vest?
Yes, these are specifically for the vehicle cameras that are being installed.
All right.
So I noticed that we have approximately 80. Is that cover the entire fleet or most of it, or?
That's going to be most all of the vehicles that are issued out to the officers out in the street that you see.
When the camera's recording, can it be viewed from other, do you have a central location where you can see the scene?
So there are many features with these cameras. There are capabilities of live viewing, but mostly we use this stuff just for recording our traffic stops, our contacts with the citizens, and our driving.
And again, these are funded through the COPS grant. So this is federal funds that are being allocated for this.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'll move for approval.
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Rippon, second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, motion carries 2-0. Next.
Item I2, acknowledge receipt of correspondence from Sheriff Hill regarding a sole source purchase from the Kansas Highway Patrol for a 2020 Explorer and a 2020 Durango. Cost for this purchase will be approximately $57,800 and would be paid out of budgeted funds.
Good morning, Commission. Harry Louderback, Shawnee County Sheriff's Office. I'll just quickly explain that these are 2 fully equipped vehicles that are virtually plug and play into our fleet system as it stands right now.
Questions?
No.
I'll acknowledge this.
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Rippon, second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor, say aye. Those, motion carries 2-0.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next item.
Item J, Department of Corrections, number 1, consider approval of request to utilize existing staff for department reorganization.
Good morning, Commissioners. Brian Cole, Shawnee County Department of Corrections. Often through the last 5 years of being the director, a lot of the conversations that I've had with even the county counselor, or even previous county counselors and the commission and previous commissioners is thoroughly reviewing the staffing needs, looking at succession plans, looking at how to make things more efficient, looking at the trends that are happening in our community, looking at the new laws that are coming in. And we are starting to see an increase in mandates at both at the juvenile detention center that are warranting more direct oversight. We are getting to the point to where I do have some who are retiring and looking at that. And I'll have more on that later as we get closer to that. I don't want to cry or anything when I know he's leaving. But one of the things that I looked at is that I currently have one deputy director overseeing both ISP and the juvenile detention center. And that person has done a wonderful job. But we're starting to see, like I said, mandates of more incoming inmates and juvenile residents. We're starting to see more mandates when it comes to our accreditation. We're starting to see more mandates overall. Some of these are coming with payment from the State Department of Corrections, and some of them are coming there. But just because the money's coming doesn't mean that the oversight isn't there. And we need to have more oversight in some of these areas, specifically looking at some of our operation. Some of our operation, when you look specifically at the juvenile detention center, it comes with licensing, and we don't want to be in bad light losing a license when it comes to that. The accreditation, we stay on top of that, both the National Commission on Correctional Health Care, which is important, ACA, American Correctional Association. To make a long story short, I would like to take existing positions that are vacant. We will see a savings at the Department of Corrections, looking at more oversight to be able to, number one, I would like to look at the pairing of using existing money to look at a supervisor over facilities, because we have had a position that's been open 2 months? 3 months. 3 months, and we've not had one applicant. This is vital. Eve is running herself ragged, trying to not only doing her own job, but doing other things. We have to have this. So what I'd like to do is to raise this to a lieutenant's level. I will be adding duties of emergency management, maintenance, custodian, our safety officer, which goes, so we will be upgrading that. I have met with both Betty and Angela regarding this, and they were on board with this. The other is to look at having the other three will look at upgrading and paying for the existing deputy director and the creation of another deputy director. So we would have 4 deputy directors. I'd have one over the ISP alone. I'd have one over the juvenile detention center. I would have one over the adult detention, and then I'd have one over my facilities management and fiscal. Again, we are saving money. This is a look to the future, succession, accountability. I know that's something that Rich would like me to maintain and continue to have that oversight. I did meet with Betty and Angela regarding this plan, and they were on board with this plan. I'm not asking for any new money. I'm asking for previous money, and again, this will save us the taxpayers' money, and I think we'll be able to pay it forward and do well.
Brian, as part of the request, we're wanting to take 4 vacant correction specialist positions to help fund that. How are we doing on filling our correction specialist positions?
I'm glad you said that. We are doing outstanding, and I want to knock on wood and everything. Everybody know we started at 70. We are now below 20 on the adult side, and we're around 13 on the juvenile side. We've had some struggle on the juvenile side. They have a little bit more requirements and mandates because of KDHE and DCF and things like that, but we're doing very well. And we're starting to see overtime numbers go down. We're starting to see the reduction of not having indirect supervision in modules, which always bothered me. We're starting to see a good thing of morale. We're starting to see a lot of good things happening because of that. And again, I go back to the support of the commission, continuing their support. And audit, finance, and human resource probably are tired of listening to my spiel. And you all have welcomed that, and I appreciate that, and we're a better agency for that.
All right. Well, I would move for approval.
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Rippon, second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carries 2-0. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
Next item.
Item K, Commission Number 1, consider approval of Resolution Number 2023-84, appointing Jennifer Sauer as the Shawnee County Financial Administrator at a rate of $5,000 per pay period.
Questions?
No?
Welcome aboard.
Yeah. You have
I
some-
guess we need to vote
Yeah,
first.
yeah.
I will point out, a week ago, you made me go to the podium.
That's right. All right. Well,
There we are.
Hello, Commissioners. Jennifer Sauer, Deputy Financial Administrator.
Currently.
Yes.
Is there anything that you want to talk to us about, what you envision? Is it going to be changes in the office or things that you're looking forward to?
Well, luckily, I am taking over a very strong office. Thank you, Betty. Betty has been she will be some very large shoes to fill for me. But I'm taking over a healthy office. We are making some changes, some upgrades to some software, which we are very much looking forward to. My goal is to be a great support for the rest of our departments and for you as the commission, to try and make things easier, but yet keep us very, very well within line of all of the requirements that we have.
Well, I feel very good about you being in this position. I don't see any speed bumps with you going in there. You know the terrain, and I think it'll be a very smooth transition. So.
And then with this approval, knock on wood, you still got a couple more. We're going to be then opening up your position then
Yes.
for the public to apply for.
Yes, please.
All right.
Please apply.
All right. Well, I would move for approval.
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Rippon, seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Those opposed, motion carries 2-0.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Rich, did you get thunderous applause like that?
I don't remember that.
Next item.
Stone silence. Item 5, public comment.
I don't have anyone signed up, so move on. Next item.
Item 6, administrative communications.
All right. Bill, I see him moving towards the mic.
Good morning, Commissioner. Bill Sutton, Shawnee County Solid Waste. This Saturday, December 2nd, we're already in December, amazing. This will be our Saturday collection event out there at Household Hazardous Waste, which is the address of 131 Northeast 46th Street. They'll be out there from 9 until noon for the public to drop off anything for collection. This will be our last event, our last Saturday event until February, because we do not do that Saturday collection event in January. So the hours again are from 9 until noon. And for more information, please call 286-4381. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Anyone else?
Good morning, Commissioners. Nelda Henning, Director of Facilities Management. We were notified that, again, on Monday, the city will be closing the south half of the parking lot that is directly south of the courthouse. This will be the last weekday closure for the crane to place equipment onto the city building. There will be a third closure at some future date that will be on a weekend, and this closure is weather permitting.
Thank you. Thank you. Nelda, while you're here, have we heard anything about the shades for the courthouse? I know I was over there the other day and I noticed a variety of ingenious shades that people have put up in the windows.
We are working on securing them currently. We are having trouble getting the fabric at this point. We were trying to keep them consistent, but it looks like we will have to change fabrics, and I'm hoping to have those samples tomorrow. And once that's satisfied, we will get into ordering them. Once we order, it takes approximately 3 weeks to get them here and have them ready for installation.
Okay. And Cindy will be installing those?
No.
Or your staff?
My staff or another, or the vendor we're getting them through.
Okay, all right, thank you. Ms. Beck gets the trophy for the most ingenious shade covers.
Right, I'll tell you.
Old maps.
2009 City of Topeka tax unit maps. I get high praise from the public works people. Matter of fact, I think I was told, leave them up, don't put anything up. They like the look.
Really? Okay. Who knew? Anyone else wishing to speak? Commissioner Cutt.
Just two things. This last weekend with the first real winter snow, and make sure that we're all prepared. Make sure you get your preparations ahead of time, and so that you know what your emergency plan is. But then also with emergency management, I just want to thank emergency management with their response with the incident that occurred with St. Francis, and all the response and AMR, and helping them make sure that we have our emergency services covered here in the community. So just a big shout out to the health agency, the emergency management, AMR, and everybody responding to this issue here that we had in Shawnee County.
All right, thank you. We will have a work session Monday. We're gonna have the Shawnee County Board of Health for our Monday meeting. So Teresa, you're ready, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, good, just checking. Also, this weekend is Miracle on the Avenue, the parade. I believe that starts at 5:30, so get the kiddos bundled up and go on out to the parade. So, that's all I have. I don't think we have a need for executive session, so we are adjourned. Thank you.